Hey guys, and welcome to the Celebrity Expert, your #1 source for all things television and pop culture. My name is Eli, and Stranger Things Season 3 is so close, guys. We just have a few more months until we will be looking at the season, and there's a high chance that we probably will be getting a trailer sometime in the next couple of weeks, which is really exciting. But even before we get any trailer or any type of promotional material more than what we've already gotten, we can still deduct a lot of conclusions from what we have seen so far. We actually have a pretty good idea of some of the major key points that are going to be at play in this upcoming season. So today we decided to go ahead and take a look at everything that we know so far about Stranger Things 3. But before we jump into it, if you like what we do here and you want extra content besides subscribing, of course, make sure you guys check out our social medias, especially Instagram, link in the description down below. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. So first off, some of the major things that we can go off of for this new season of Stranger Things is what production is doing with the cast as a whole. First off, we see that pretty much majority of the main cast is going to be returning in this season, and a lot of the cast members actually did get a pretty significant raise to how much they got paid per episode. So it's pretty nice to see that some of these main cast members are kind of being rewarded for the huge success that they turned Stranger Things into. With that, some of the major changes to the cast is that Priya Ferguson, who played Lucas's little sister Erica in season 2, will be upgraded to a recurring role as opposed to just the few one-off guest roles that she had. And newcomer Francesca Real will be playing a character named Heather, who apparently works at an ice cream shop in the new Starcourt Mall. Not much is known about this character other than she's going to kind of represent the 80s alternative scene. But if you remember back last year, we actually got a small teaser from Stranger Things about season 3 as a commercial for the Starcourt Mall, which is going to be a mall opening up in Hawkins. There wasn't a lot in the trailer except it looked like a really 80s mall, and if you remember, during the 80s, malls were really just popping up everywhere, so it fits into the overall time period of this show. And we do see Steve working at the ice cream shop in the commercial, which means that possibly this new character Heather might serve as a new love interest to Steve, or maybe a love interest to someone else, or maybe just a standalone character as a whole. We don't really know, but just based off of what happened in season 2, Steve definitely deserves some love from someone. But yeah, we know for sure that the mall, the Starcourt Mall, is going to be one of the largest places in this season. It's definitely going to play a major role here. Another main character, Robin, who is played by Maya Hawke, also will be working at this ice cream restaurant apparently, and we actually saw her for the first time in that teaser that we got over the summer. She's also next to Steve, so this could maybe be a different love interest, or maybe there'll be a love triangle, or maybe since she's a main character instead of just a recurring character, maybe they're going to go more down the route with this character, or she'll also just stand on her own. We also know that Carrie Elwes has been casted to play a new character called Mayor Klein, who is supposed to be some sort of morally corrupt mayor who cares more about their own personal appearance and how their political career looks, more so than the actual town of Hawkins. So this might actually be somewhat of an antagonistic role, another human antagonist, and he's probably responsible for the mall being brought to the city in the first place. With that, we also know that the final episode of the season is called The Battle of the Starcourt, and while we do have the names of all of the episodes, none of them are really significant enough to draw any conclusions from, but based off of the season finale, we can kind of conclude that this whole season will have some sort of battle at this mall. And while we've seen a lot of the Upside Down in the last 2 seasons, actually seeing a mall setting in the Upside Down could be a really unique set piece, and maybe that's something they'll do. So basing off of some interviews that we've gotten from people who work in production, we know that this new season will be taking place in the mid-1985 during the 4th of July and just the summer as a whole. This season will explore Mike and Eleven's romantic relationship, as well as Max and Lucas's. We don't really know much as to whether these relationships will last, but there probably will be some conflict between both of them at some point or another. That's kind of what young love is about, and of course the 80s as a whole kind of has this heartbreak theme often associated with it, so I won't be surprised if something happens to one of these relationships. In season 2, we actually got to see Dustin kind of do some stuff on his own and make some realizations and discoveries on his own, and it looks like in season 3 they're going to kind of do the same thing with Lucas and Erica, having their chance to kind of discover something involving the Upside Down. We don't know too much more other than that, just that they discover a new mysterious threat. That's what the quote says from the interview. But it'll be nice to kind of see these characters be explored a little bit more, especially since Erica is a newer character, only having the small role she had in season 2. While we still haven't gotten a major trailer for the new season, we do think we're going to be getting a new trailer soon. We have gotten a couple of teaser trailers along the way. Like we already talked about, we had the Starcourt Mall advertisement, which didn't really give us too much other than the fact that the mall is going to play a large role in this new season. But if you remember back to New Year's Eve, we actually got a teaser kind of announcing that the new season would be coming out during the 4th of July. This teaser didn't really give us too much information other than pretty much just a fuzzy recording of Mike calling out to 11, and then the video cut to different recordings of computers that were running MS-DOS, which was kind of the beginning of that early technological age in computers. It'd be really cool to see maybe how computers play a role in the Upside Down, because we do know that the Upside Down does things with electricity, as we know from season 1 with the light bulbs and the Christmas lights. So maybe a computer has some weird thing happening when it is connected to the Upside Down, or something along those lines. We don't really know, but it would be kind of neat, especially because there's this almost spooky element around some old technology, because it just was so primitive back then and people didn't fully understand it, and that idea can maybe be translated into a unique way with this new season. We also got a poster for this season, which is really great looking. Definitely captured that 80s vibe really well here, almost like an 80s book cover, something you would see as an illustration on the cover of some sort of book. But while it looks like, for the most part, it's just the 4th of July, and some characters are kind of freaked out at looking back at certain things, and there's definitely some sort of ominous feeling going with this, there's actually one major thing that a lot of people haven't caught from this poster. If you look very carefully, you can see that there are a ton of dead rats just hidden throughout this poster. Like, enough where you don't see it on your first try, but if you really look for them, they're kind of everywhere. But all in all, we know for a fact that production doesn't necessarily want this show to run on for forever. We've had the producer Sean Levi point out that this is going to be a show that they kind of aimed from the beginning to maybe have 4 or so seasons. Later on, Matt Duffer also commented that they hadn't made an official decision as to how long the show would become, because they felt like 4 seasons seemed short, but 5 seasons seemed too long. But Levi also confirmed that a 4th season will definitely happen, and there is still potential for a 5th season after that. So most likely we're probably looking at 5 seasons. While we've thought in the past that maybe there'd only be 4 seasons, 5 seasons probably sounds a bit right, even if they do a shorter season with some larger finale or have longer episodes in the final season to make this story come to a full conclusion. But either way, what this tells us about season 3 is that season 3 is going to kind of be that catalyst that puts us into the final arc of this story. So whatever happens in these next 8 episodes is going to kind of be that spark that leads us out through the end, especially if they're only going to do 2 more seasons after this. They're going to have to tell a lot of story to kind of keep the bar higher and higher with each new release. And season 3 is going to be this bridge that connects the original 2 seasons to the later endgame of the show. We know that the kids are still growing up, and they're going to be in that summer, I believe, before they go into high school, which is a pretty pivotal year when you're a kid going into kind of becoming a full-on teenager. I wouldn't be too surprised if after this season, some of these kids kinda maybe not be as close of friends anymore. That's something that happens to a lot of kids when they get to high school. They kind of drift apart and go their own ways with their own interests. But because they had this traumatic experience in these seasons so far, it'd be really cool almost in later seasons to see these characters always having to come back together again because of this shared experience they had in their childhood. And that could be something they can really add some really unique commentary on in the later seasons. So we can appreciate that season 3 most likely will still have everyone as best friends, but don't be surprised if down the road characters start to drift apart a little bit. And that's pretty much everything we know about Stranger Things 3 so far. Let us know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this upcoming season. Do you think it's going to be the best season yet? I think it's definitely setting up to have that potential to just be something amazing. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe with notifications on if you want more updates just like this one, and we'll see you all next time with a brand new video.
It's Gigi Hadid. For more videos like this, click here.
Hi, I'm Alicia Vikander. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe.
Hi, I'm Cara Delevingne. Please don't forget to subscribe by clicking this button right here.